Imagine standing at the mouth of a dark cave, its depths whispering secrets you were never meant to uncover. For Sarah, what started as a simple adventure led to a discovery beyond belief, an object glowing with an eerie light and holding mysteries that others would stop at nothing to possess. What was it, and why did it draw such dangerous attention? Stay with me as we unravel Sarah's story, a journey filled with peril, curiosity, and secrets hidden deep within the earth. Let's begin. In a wide valley about a 2-hour drive from Sarah's home, she came across a cave. Curiosity getting the better of her, she decided to explore. After 1 mile in the cave, she found a strange glowing object. It was odd, with a see-through glow and hints of what seemed like gold, though Sarah couldn't be sure. Feeling a little uneasy, she decided to reach out to an expert in her town. After the expert carefully examined the object, his face became serious. He leaned forward, and what he said was something Sarah would never forget. Sarah's eyes widened in shock, listening to the expert's words. Never in a million years had she expected the object to be this. She told him how she found it latched between 2 rocks somewhere at the end of the cave, her attention drawn by its glow. I had ventured into the cave out of curiosity, as it was the first time I ever came across one. The cave was dark and wet, but I didn't really mind. I followed the glowing light until I came across a big stone wall. The light was still pulsating, and it was now closer than ever. I slowly turned around in the darkness until I noticed where the light had come from. There, in the corner between 2 big rocks, lay this strange little object, just waiting to be picked up. The expert had listened carefully to her story, never taking his eyes off the object. He reached his hands out for Sarah to hand the object over, but she hesitated. The expert seemed annoyed at first, but as soon as he realized she wouldn't just hand the object over, he began to cooperate. He answered all her questions with the right and detailed answers. Finally, feeling good about it, she handed over the object. The expert eagerly placed it under a microscope almost immediately, but as soon as he took a better look, his face turned serious. Sarah instantly knew something was wrong. She had asked him just to tell her the truth, but he refused at first. He told her he had to make sure of something, whatever that meant. So he went into another room to make a call. When he came back into the room, he told Sarah something she would never forget. "Run and don't look back," he said, as he pushed the object into her arms and pulled her to the back door. Sarah tried to resist, but he told her there was no time. She had to leave now. As he opened the back door, she heard the front door open. "Where is she?" Sarah's heart sank, and she quickly jumped through the door. She ran as fast as she could, as far as she could. "Where is she?" The man's words echoed through Sarah's mind as she came to a stop. But why? He was after the object, that was for sure. He clearly knew something that he didn't want to tell her. More and more questions raced through Sarah's head as she began to walk to her house. But as soon as she turned the corner into her street, she stopped and jumped behind a bush. There, right in front of her house, were 2 men just pacing around. They weren't having a conversation as 2 normal men would do. They were waiting for something or someone. How in the world did they know where she lived? She felt in her pocket and held the object in her hand. She quickly turned around and ran to her best friend's house. She rang the doorbell and burst through the door before it was even fully opened. "Mia, you won't believe what just happened to me," Sarah panted as she quickly closed the door behind her. Sarah explained everything to Mia, who listened in astonishment. "Oh wow, Sarah, this sounds so surreal." The soft hum of Mia's laptop filled the room. "Let's dive in," Mia remarked, opening a new tab and typing rapidly. Mia had opened several tabs, each profiling a different expert. Dr. Luna, a meteorite specialist? No, that's not right. Dr. Rakes, a gemologist? Maybe, Mia contemplated aloud. Sarah peered over. "What about him?" she said, pointing at a geologist named Dr. Benjamin Harold. Sarah looked at Mia, eyebrows raised. "He seems like our best shot." Mia nodded in agreement, impressed by the geologist's record. Mia composed an email to Dr. Harold, explaining their situation in broad strokes and requesting an appointment. Mia's phone rang with an air of determination. "Hey, Ethan," she began. "I know it's short notice, but Sarah and I need a favor. We just need to borrow your car. It's crucial." The world was painted in soft hues of blue and orange as dawn approached. The car, now loaded, awaited its passengers. Sarah took a deep breath, savoring the crisp morning air. "Ready?" Mia asked, hand on the ignition. Sarah nodded, her face showing a mix of anxiety and determination. As the engine roared to life, they set off, the horizon promising both peril and potential. The road seemed clear, the rhythm of the car's engine a comforting hum, but a glance in the rearview mirror made Sarah's heart race. A black car, nondescript yet menacing, lingered a few lengths behind them. "Mia," she whispered, pointing with heightened alertness. Mia pressed on the gas, increasing the distance between them and the black car. "Hold on," she warned, taking a sudden left turn. As the landscape zipped past, they navigated rural roads and hidden trails. Despite their best efforts, the black car persisted, now even more aggressive in its pursuit. "They're determined," Mia muttered, gritting her teeth. Sarah could feel the weight of their situation. "Can't let them catch us," she said, her voice filled with urgency. Spotting a narrow alley up ahead, Mia made a split-second decision. She swerved sharply into it, the tires screeching in protest as the walls closed in around them. The black car hesitated, giving them a slight lead. They emerged on the other side, quickly turning off the car's lights and hiding behind a grove of trees. The black car roared past, momentarily defeated. "That was too close," Sarah whispered, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Mia reached over, gripping her friend's hand. "We're safe now." Pulling into the driveway of the geologist's quaint countryside home, Sarah and Mia were met with an eager Dr. Eleanor Rowan. As they unveiled the object, Eleanor's eyes widened in wonder. The intricate patterns, the weight, the allure, it all seemed to draw her in. "Fascinating," she whispered, her fingers delicately tracing its surface. Eleanor steered them into her study, the walls lined with relics and fossils. "Over the years, I've come across remnants of our planet's enigmatic past. I've never seen anything quite like this," she confessed, holding it up to the light. She promised to handle it with the utmost care, ensuring its integrity would remain uncompromised. Leaving it behind, Sarah and Mia stepped out into the evening air, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. The morning sun cast a gentle glow on the sleepy town, but Sarah's heart raced as she spotted two familiar figures near Eleanor's lab. They were the same men she'd seen lurking around her home days earlier. Their intent was clear. "Mia," she whispered urgently, pointing discreetly. "Those men are here." Mia's brain went into overdrive. "We need a diversion," she stated, glancing around. Spotting a local market nearby, she quickly bought a bag and filled it with a similar weighted rock. With the bag in hand, Mia casually strolled past the men, making sure they saw her. Sarah, acting as the lookout, gave the signal, and Mia dashed in the opposite direction of the lab. The men took the bait, trailing her. Meanwhile, Sarah approached Dr. Eleanor, urging her to secure the object. Ducking into alleys and weaving through the town's maze-like streets, Mia managed to elude her pursuers. The sun had begun its descent when Sarah's phone buzzed with an incoming call. Eleanor's voice cracked with excitement. "You need to come back now. It's time," Mia murmured, and they headed back to the lab with haste. "I've never seen anything quite like it," Eleanor began. "In all my years and all the excavations, there might be nothing else like it on this planet." Clearing her throat, Eleanor continued. "Such singularity. It has a value that can't be easily quantified." She cautiously avoided mentioning specifics, but the implication hung heavily in the air. "The men chasing you," Eleanor began slowly, "they probably know, or at least suspect, its significance." Whispers began in local circles, then migrated to bigger stages. Someone had leaked news of the object's existence, and the story was spreading like wildfire. The coffee shops buzzed with chatter, online forums were alight with speculations, and news outlets tried to get an exclusive. With backpacks slung over their shoulders, the duo moved swiftly, hopping from one location to another, always a step ahead, but only just. Mia, always the strategist, suggested a bold move. Blending into the crowd instead of skulking in the shadows, she said, they walked straight into a bustling market. The sounds, colors, and commotion provided a perfect cover. Act normal, and they won't suspect, Mia whispered. For a moment, amidst the fruit stalls and chattering vendors, they almost felt safe. However, their illusion of security was shattered. One evening, Sarah caught sight of not one, but 3 distinct groups discreetly signaling each other. Their days became a maze of adrenaline-fueled dashes, hiding in unexpected places and last-minute getaways. An old woman's basement, the back room of a toy store, and even under a bridge, these became their temporary havens. After days on the run, Mia had a brainwave. "We need somewhere truly secure," she stated, leading Sarah to the steps of a prominent bank. Sarah nodded in agreement. "A safety deposit box might just be our best play." As they entered the bank, Mia pulled out a fake ID. "Meet Jennifer Smith," she whispered, winking at Sarah. Mia had thought of everything, a pseudonym to further distance themselves from the precious find. When the bank clerk handed over the keys to their box, Jennifer and Sarah knew the object would be safe, at least for now. Sarah couldn't shake an instinctual urge. The cave where it all began seemed to be calling her back. "There's more to that place," she murmured to Mia one evening, her eyes distant but sure. "I think we missed something." With the geologist in tow, the trio made their way back to the cave, moving cautiously. The geologist's eyes widened in recognition, murmuring about civilizations lost to time and secrets untold. Studying the markings, the geologist began to piece together a narrative. These symbols, they tell a story, one that might be intrinsically linked to the object. As they traced the patterns and debated their meaning, a broader picture started forming. The cave wasn't just a hiding place, it was a historical vault holding answers to the object's origin and significance. As Sarah, Mia, and the geologist emerged, they froze. The familiar, sinister faces of their pursuers met them, blocking their path. The realization dawned. They had been followed. One of the men, with a scar running down his cheek, stepped forward, his eyes greedily fixed on the geologist's bag. "You have something we want," he sneered, revealing their involvement in the shady world of black market dealings. He explained their interest. "That object could make us unimaginably wealthy," he grinned menacingly. The standoff seemed eternal, with neither group willing to make the first move. The soft growl of an engine in the distance hinted that the men weren't alone. With a sinister chuckle, Scar detailed their plans. "Do you even know its real value?" he said. He wasn't talking about money, but something deeper, more powerful. He spoke of legends, prophecies, and power beyond comprehension, further elevating the stakes. Sarah and Mia exchanged worried glances. They had uncovered more than they'd bargained for. Suddenly the men lunged forward. The geologist shielded his bag while Sarah and Mia tried to fend them off, but they were outnumbered and outpowered. Cornered and pressed against the rocky exterior of the cave, it seemed all hope was lost. The men's laughter echoed, taunting their imminent victory, but then a distant wail pierced the air. It grew louder, clearly the sound of sirens. Blaring sirens and flashing blue lights approached rapidly. Local law enforcement, having been tipped off by a concerned citizen who had spotted the men's suspicious behavior near the cave, arrived just in time. The officers swarmed the scene, disrupting the tense standoff. The pursuers were quickly detained, and Sarah and the geologist sighed with profound relief. Handcuffed and awaiting transport, the captured man couldn't help but gloat. "You have no idea of its power," one of them sneered. Their revelations made Sarah and Mia understand the depth of danger they'd been in. With the immediate danger past, The geologist hesitated before finally revealing the truth. The object, he began, is primarily composed of gold. The realization dawned on Sarah and Mia. This wasn't just about legends and power. The sheer material value of the object was astronomical. The geologist explained the rarity and significance of such a find, making it clear why so many desired it. Having faced more danger and excitement than they'd ever imagined, Sarah and Mia made a pivotal decision. Instead of keeping the valuable object, they chose to sell it to a research lab, ensuring its safe study and preventing further pursuit. The proceeds would support their future endeavors and benefit the scientific community. Their unexpected adventure concluded, but the memories would last a lifetime.